welcome to the Ganru Show. I'm Golda.
And I'm Wanru.
And this is a podcast that's just like hanging out with your two best girlfriends.
We are closing out the Summer Shorts series with an episode on how to beat the heat.
Yes. Boob sweat. It's real.
It's for real.
It's so real, and a fan will not cover it.
And I'm sure the men suffer from sweating in other inopportune places as well.
Other crevices.
So
Absolutely.
if you want to know how to avoid that,
stay tuned. So let's get started. Summer is almost over, sort of, but we're still sweating like pigs.
In LA, summer extends till after Thanksgiving.
Sometimes until the brand new year.
It's all year round.
Thanks, climate change. So, Wanru, today's episode is about beating the heat, and we have some very specific tips on how to do that, and maybe some stories along the way
to illustrate the importance of taking these measures. Okay. Oh God, I can't even believe okay. I'm just gonna go for it.
Do it. So tell us a little bit about your story about how you beat the heat.
Okay. So first of all, if you are a person who wears any sort of shorts or dresses or any
clothes of any kind
that allow your inner thighs to touch together.
Oh, okay.
It causes an uncomfortable situation called chub rub.
It's called what now?
Chub
rub.
Although that is a misnomer because people of all shapes and sizes can get chub rub. It's just anywhere your body is rubbing skin on skin and there's a slight amount of moisture and movement equals friction.
Okay.
And discomfort.
Got it. And so who cares if your skin is touching? What's the bad side of it?
The bad side is a searing pain.
Oh.
Some people might say a burning searing pain, which happens anytime you try to do any physical activity. So a couple of tips that people would recommend is to get some sort of body lubricant. It sounds really weird, but something like Body Glide. It's like a gel that you like rub on those areas, like in between your thighs or under your arms. You know, runners actually use it a lot because, you know, when you're running, you keep moving your arms back and forth.
Right.
Yeah,
and you can light a match under there.
Literally start a forest fire.
Okay, got it.
Right. So they use these body gel lubricants to put under there.
Okay.
In a pinch, and I've tried this. It's not as good as Body Glide, but in a pinch, if you have any stick deodorant around that says motion sense, it has to be the kind that says motion sense because it has a powdery sort of texture.
Okay.
It's the white deodorant, not the clear gel deodorant. Okay.
So if you have the usual underarm deodorant in your bathroom, right? Like your Secret or your
Degree.
Yeah. Ban. If you have Ban there or Dove or whatever.
Yeah.
Or Axe.
Whatever.
But not the spray, right?
Not the spray. It's got to be the white one. And it should have the label motion sense on it because it has a powdery texture. You can also rub that between your thighs. I've tried that. That works pretty good too. Not as good as the Body Glide, but you know, that's an alternative.
Okay. And how did you hear about this? How did you come upon this?
Interwebs.
The interwebs told you about this?
Everybody, every YouTuber and every person on the internet is familiar with the sensation of chub rub.
Oh.
And what I like to do is now they sell these things that look like nude biker shorts, but they're actually underwear.
Like Spanx?
Yeah.
Is it Spanx?
But even lighter so that you don't really know. It's not really to shape your body. It's just a longer form of underwear so that you can actually have some fabric between your thighs. Those are fantastic for dresses.
So is it like wearing a girdle, but thinner?
It's like wearing Spanx, like those controlled top underwears, but thinner.
How thin we talking?
Just like your regular underpants that you might wear, your panties.
Interesting. So it's already 5,000 degrees outside and you're going to wear an extra pair of undies.
Well, these can be used
in
lieu. These can be used in lieu of your underwear.
I see.
So imagine panties, but with legs on them, like biker shorts.
Sexy. Just make sure you are alone when you do wear these. Not, I would imagine, because I have not tried these, because I do have a thigh gap.
Exactly. Golda's never experienced.
I have a 4-inch thigh gap.
So
I so don't have a thigh gap.
I know it's not sexy to wear these briefs, these what do you call them? I would call them
Bicycle shorts?
bicycle short type underwears. But you know what's also not attractive?
A rash.
A rash and walking with your legs like 2 feet apart and waddling around because your thighs are on fire.
Yeah,
That's not sexy.
That's a good workaround.
Exactly. And the great thing about these underwears, these longer length underwears, is that if you're wearing a dress and your skirt blows up, no big deal.
You're covered.
You're covered.
You're not giving away any treasures.
Exactly. And as I mentioned, the material's getting much thinner now, actually. So it's actually pretty comfortable.
Okay.
Okay. So those are the 3 I've tried that I can endorse: Body Glide, Degree, and then the bicycle short type underwear.
I have a question about Chub Rub. Have you ever experienced or observed anyone in your circle or strangers with Chub Rub and its after effects or anything like that?
Oh, yes. It's international.
Oh,
As a matter of fact, those who are from humid, hot, and sticky climates, they're more familiar with like how to prepare for this. But I remember I was hiking in Runyon Canyon.
Here in Los Angeles?
Yes, a very popular tourist destination here in Los Angeles. And I had climbed all the way to the very top. I was wearing longer shorts, so didn't really have to worry about the Chub Rub because my shorts go a little past mid-thigh.
Were they capris?
They were not capris. They were normal denim shorts.
Oh, but they were longer. What is long? Like above the knee, maybe? Like maybe barely touching the knee shorts?
Like just past mid-thigh.
Sister shorts? Nun shorts?
No, they're not nun shorts. No, they're not like those mom capris. But those work too. Very comfortable for the summer.
Okay.
Okay, so I climbed to the top. I already knew what to do. I had my sun protection on. I had my appropriately length shorts on. And I saw a horde of Swedish tourists at the very top. It's probably like, a horde of 12, 20-ish Swedish girls.
Is that what you call more than 5 Swedes in one room is a horde?
No, they're called a hjord.
Well played.
We are going to get some phone calls about that.
We love Sweden, by the way. Remember, I was in another life the Queen of Sweden.
Oh, we love you guys.
And we love ABBA. So there you have it. Go on.
So it was a horde of Swedish girls, so just standing around. They were so unprepared for this LA sun.
Okay.
You could tell they had all gone to Forever 21.
Okay.
Bought the same outfit, which was these booty shorts, like the really, really short ones.
Like how short are we talking?
Right under.
Like you can see their cervix?
Yeah. Barely covering it, but just kind of under that butt crease. Covering that.
Oh, no.
Okay. Then they had their tank tops or whatever they were wearing on top, usually something very skimpy. They hadn't put any sunscreen on, so they were beet red, all of them.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Is it not hot in Sweden?
I don't know.
I'm not familiar. That's an honest question.
One thing for sure, they weren't ready for the desert. And one of them had a whole container, like a big old one, like the family size one, of Johnson's baby powder.
Oh, wow.
And she was just dousing her thighs with it. She was on top of this famous, location. Everyone's like hiking and taking pictures of themselves with the Hollywood sign. And she's like dousing her inner thighs with this baby powder, like her life depended on it. And it really did, actually.
Wow.
So she's like, Johnson baby powder. Fire. Okay,
maybe not so much.
We love you, Sweden.
Hi, Sweden. We heart you.
Björning.
Yeah. Cracka.
What does that mean?
Cracka flamas. Oh, wait a minute. That's Italian. Sorry. I cannot shift gears.
So I understood why she did that. I mean, their thighs are on fire. So then, these are all like 20 girls, like 20-ish girls.
So they're passing around the Johnson's baby bottle?
So one by one, they were like covering their inner thighs and rubbing it in, and sometimes putting it under their arms, and they were passing this big family size Costco-sized baby powder. And I was like, I feel you. I understand. I wish I had Body Glide or something to assist you with, but you guys are making do with the baby powder. Baby powder doesn't last as long though, but it's still, it's a good, in a pinch type thing.
But that's interesting that they had the wherewithal to bring the bottle of Johnson's baby powder Yet they didn't really do any of the sunscreen.
I think what happened was they're just going day by day. So day 1, get the Forever 21 booty shorts. Hour 2 of day 1, thighs are on fire. Hour 3, buy Johnson's baby powder. Maybe by hour 4, they'll be like, sunscreen.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So did they seem like they were getting any relief at all? Or did you say anything to them?
Oh, I didn't want to embarrass them.
Oh, you didn't?
I just
But you
laughed.
just took a photo and posted it on your Instagram?
Exactly.
Okay.
Anyway, so that is not only my own personal account, but a real life verified story of how uncomfortable it can be for people's thighs during the summer.
Awesome. Awesome. And so you had given some recommendations on how to beat chub rub with some of these sticks and things,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Okay. Or just clothes or just wear longer shorts.
Just wear loose cotton clothes that cover up your body the way it's supposed to.
So, ladies, if you are at the mall and you see a Forever 21 with the booty shorts, or or the choice between that and a respectable length
Mom capri,
maybe do the mom capri. If it's hot out, you got to weigh it. You got to weigh those resources there. But anyway.
Okay. Well, that's my tip to beat the heat. What about you, Golda?
Well, my tip to beat the heat is something that I have learned when I used to live in the Philippines. So, quick story. After I graduated college, a cousin of mine got married and he needed somebody to sing at his wedding.
Oh, wow.
So I was the singer. So me and my parents went to the Philippines to attend this wedding and for me to sing at this wedding. Long story short, I stayed for 2 years.
What?
Anyway, yada, yada, yada.
I didn't know that about
for 2
you.
years.
Wow.
Yeah, so I did theater and a bunch of other things. Anyway, in the Philippines, it is a tropical country, very humid and very, very wicked hot. It is, I am ready to, it's just disgustingly hot. And it can get in like the 90s to 100s.
But
It's
with
that
like
hot.
100% humidity, right?
Yeah, so so then you've got the mosquitoes that you are also battling with, in addition to being really hot.
Oh my God.
So the way that folks in the Philippines combat heat is they go where the air con is. That is our way of saying air conditioning. So what is the biggest, most powerful air conditioning you can have for extended periods of time and not have to pay for it? The mall.
Exactly.
Go to the mall and spend all of your hours at the mall. So what I would advise those who don't have air conditioning in their home, or maybe you do and you don't want to use it because it's expensive, right?
Yep.
Your electricity bill goes up. Then go to the mall. I mean, I think the mall has gotten sort of a bad reputation these days because they think that why go to the mall when I can just order these things online? Well, guess what? You can't get air conditioning if you order from Amazon. Okay. So go to the
Prime
mall.
doesn't come with super powerful air conditioner.
No, it sure doesn't. So find out what your local mall is, or maybe some of the lesser known malls, and go there. So as an example, here in Los Angeles, some of the more popular malls are the Beverly Center, Westfield Shopping Center, pick one. There's so many everywhere. But some of the lesser known ones, there's one in Eagle Rock, which is here in Los Angeles. It's a small mall. Not a lot of people go there, but they have really good air conditioning.
Actually, the less bodies
Yeah.
making body heat makes the mall even cooler.
Yeah, absolutely. And maybe revisit some of these stores that you haven't seen since you were a kid, like the Forever 21,
Spencer's Gifts.
Spencer Gifts, GNC, Foot Locker, Lady Foot Locker, Vitamin World. Right? And maybe some of these mom and pops that figure, hey, maybe I can get some business by being in the mall. Why don't you go visit them? Or Perfume World.
Perfume World.
Just to check out some of these stores. Bath and Body Works, our favorite.
Oh, gosh. Yeah.
Maybe some Burlington Coat Factory, perhaps.
Okay, let's list some other places where you can get free air conditioning besides the mall. Although the mall is great because there's
It's free.
It's free, and there's lots of public areas where you can sit and lounge, and some places offer free Wi-Fi too.
Yeah, and they're not going to kick you out unless you do something stupid.
Exactly.
So the mall is the movie theater is another one.
That's what I was thinking of.
I would not go to the state fair because that's hot.
That's outdoors.
That's outdoorsy. But there's not really any place else.
I would recommend. I have a little secret.
Tell us.
Public libraries.
Oh, look at you. You're so smart.
Man, whenever I go there, because I'm a avid user of the public libraries, people are there sitting hours using the internet for free.
Yeah.
And it's always very quiet and restful. Sometimes libraries have like loungy type chairs, like leather chairs that you can sit and really enjoy the air conditioning in. Like the mall, there's not as much seating, but libraries have really good seating.
Oh, really? So at the mall, you don't just sit on the floor?
This is what you do in the Philippines?
No.
One thing that the library will not have is an Orange Julius.
Oh, Orange Julius, my favorite. I used to get the pineapple Julius. That's my favorite.
Pineapple Julius.
What did you get at Orange Julius? Do you remember?
Do they? Or does Orange Julius have that ice cream that you can dip?
That's the Dairy Queen, which is affiliated with Orange Julius. So they're in the same little spot and they share certain registers. At least the one in Burbank. The Burbank Mall does.
Gotcha. All right, so your recommendation is to go to the mall, try to get free air conditioning. What about visiting relatives that you don't really like, but who have very powerful air conditioning?
Yeah, definitely. And when you do, turn it up really high so you don't have to listen to them. No, I think that's, that might be like a, if you're a little desperate. But if you really like them and you get along, then great. But if not, then, I would say that's a last resource.
Gotcha.
One time I remember this couple who were grandparents and there was a blackout and they had air conditioning running all the time. And they had this 5-year-old grandkid. She was crying and crying and crying because she was so hot. Mm-hmm. And even though they opened the door of the house and opened all the windows, she was still so hot. She couldn't go to sleep. She's getting a headache, etc. So you know what they did?
What?
During this blackout? They scooped up the little girl. They put her in their car. They turned on the air conditioner. They brought her favorite pillow and her blanket. And they just drove around until she fell asleep. Until the power went back on. I want to say a couple of hours later, I'm like, wow. My parents would never do that.
No, hell no. Burn good gasoline so that you're comfortable? I don't think so.
My parents would never do that. They'd be like, suck it up. Sleep through your sweat, even though your eyelids are sweating. Too bad.
Okay, so I have to ask you, because I grew up in Taiwan and you grew up in the Philippines, where that is like epic heat.
Yeah.
What did the people of the Philippines do to beat the heat? I'll tell you what Taiwanese people do, and then you tell me what Filipino people do. Okay.
Let's hear it. You first.
Oh, me first?
Yeah, you first.
Number one, we adopt the summer uniform if you're not working, which is a very light, gauzy short material or dress material. I'm talking like the loosest, sheerest little piece of cloth,
like a gauze that you would
or like a light jersey cotton stretchy material, just something basically to cover your loins. Okay.
A loin cover.
A loin cover of some sort.
And they have it at Target.
Just look in the loin cover category of their clothing department. And then the top has to be loose and breezy. So cotton button downs, right? The men adopt the wife beater, the classic wife beater. Okay. And always the slippers. Plastic rubber slippers. They're white and blue, and you just slip your feet in. They have like little ridges on them, and then they have a plastic thing that goes through, and it holds. Basically, it's two little bolts that like hold the slipper on. Mm-hmm. They stay out of the sun midday, if possible. They're usually napping between 1 and 2, and then around 3 they may go to this local market, pick up some fresh pressed sugar cane. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Some cold shaved ice, Taiwanese shaved ice. You know, you guys have a shaved ice as well. Classic. Pick up their dinner, come back home. Ooh. So that's how Taiwanese survive the heat. Nowadays, we have air conditioning and stuff like that. But for a lot of people, it's just like chilling out. It's literally wearing as little clothes as possible and chilling out.
Yeah. In the Philippines, it's a little similar as well. So in terms of attire, you never wear dark clothes.
No,
so
never.
do not wear black.
my
Don't wear
God.
navy. I don't
What
care.
are you thinking?
Nope.
Wool? Oh my
Oh,
God.
forget it. You're going to die of heat exhaustion. So always wear something light colored. So white or khaki, something like that. For men, typically they wear loose fitting slacks, kind of like a linen-esque kind of slacks, if not shorts. No socks.
No, by the way, I
No
think that's
socks.
the key to staying cool. Asians, especially from hot regions, their feet are never covered.
Absolutely.
I think putting on socks and like a hiking boot would be like torture for most Asians. I think,
because
right?
you're keeping the heat in your body if you do that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
You're gonna get swamp foot. This is why the
Swamp foot.
the U.S. Army lost the Vietnam War.
Oh no!
They were wearing those heavy hiking boots and those heavy clothes that were not suitable for that kind of climate.
Oh no!
You know what I mean? Viet
Oh,
Cong was
boy.
probably running around barefoot.
Yeah.
Anyways, sorry.
That's okay. I mean, so and then for women usually wear, at least around the house, it's called a duster. Have you ever heard of what
No,
a duster
what's a
is?
duster?
It's basically a house dress.
Loose, gauzy
Very
material.
loose, usually strapless. Yeah,
Okay.
usually strapless. And then definitely during the hot times, you're not outside. You are indoors the whole time.
Notice the trend here?
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely. And you stay hydrated. You drink a lot of coconut water, coconut juice. Interestingly enough, Filipinos love their sugary treats.
I know.
So,
Taiwanese sometimes do
yeah,
too.
when we have our desserts, they're very cold. We have this really wonderful dessert called halo halo, which is shaved ice with some condensed milk and a bunch of other goodness in there. Sometimes Kellogg's Frosted Flakes and ube ice cream. And that's a way that we keep cool. We put ice in everything. There's actually stores that make their money by selling bags of ice, like a big block of ice in a plastic bag. We also do sugar ice. And that's a business too, where you it's like a flavored ice that they put in a plastic tube and you eat it like a popsicle.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Mhm.
Yeah, we have that as well.
Like American Otter Pops.
I don't know what that is.
It's sugar water in a plastic tube. That sounds about right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, okay. So we have that. And, we wear a lot of hats and the women use a fan, a handheld fan, like a manual fan, the one that the accordion kind that you can go like that.
Yeah.
That's a permanent staple in your purse or in your backpack. You have a fan. Also, the other thing that we do is because we're always sweating and we don't want the sweat to go through our clothes, we carry hand towels.
Oh, tell me about that.
So not the hand towels that you wash your face with, but like the neck size up, I guess, right? Like the guest towels, that size.
Okay.
And you put it inside of your shirt.
Okay.
With some of it tucking out. And the thought is that the towel is absorbing your sweat.
And it's okay to walk around with this towel?
Oh, yeah. People walk around with towel. It's part of your attire.
What?
I'm surprised this isn't Gone Couture. Trademark.
Hey, trademark. Don't try to steal that idea.
Don't even try it, Dior.
Gucci sweat towel.
Right here.
Wait, so they just tuck
so it's
towel?
in the back, in your back, so that your back doesn't sweat and you don't get back knee. That's
advanced technique.
We're very, very industrious, the Filipinos.
Do you guys use literally talcum powder? Because I've noticed Taiwanese will also put the baby powder or talcum powder as needed.
Absolutely.
Especially on the neck. And nothing looks as weird as a tan neck with ashy talcum powder on. But that's pretty much all I see in Taiwan.
It's like a pasty powder, like in the neck folds.
And like creased up, like getting little lines in there. Always on the elderly men or women, their necks are really tan and just like douse it. Looks like cornstarch, but you know what? They're not getting rashes though.
Something's up there. But here's the thing. This is how common talcum powder is in terms of combating heat.
Yeah.
Is if you go to any store in the Philippines, our equivalent of a Target or a supermarket, they'll have decorative talcum holders.
What is that?
So imagine, if you will, a dish, a bowl with a cover on it.
Okay.
and it's got like a bunny on it or something. It's some kind of decoration.
Okay.
And this is where you put your talcum powder, and then they include a little like
puff
ball thing.
Oh my God.
And they have one that's long that you could use for your back so you don't get back knee.
Wait, it's a puff on a stick?
It's a puff on a stick that you put the powder on, and then you powder your back. So whenever people walk around, they've got like a talcum dust bunny following them. Like Pigpen. Remember Pigpen from Peanuts?
Like a talcum cloud just coming off of them.
Exactly.
But pleasant. It smells nice and they're not sweaty.
April fresh.
I don't want to give anything away, but I think I know whatever I'm going to buy everybody this year for Christmas.
It's a good one. It's a good one.
Talcum puff on a stick.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I'm telling you, the Filipinos have got it. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, all those people who live in the tropical regions, they understand about true heat and true techniques for beating the heat. Oh, and let's not forget, the most famous piece of Filipino clothing was designed to beat the heat. I mean, to me,
which is
barong.
Oh yes, the barong Tagalog.
Please explain what that is.
Yes, it is. This is something that gentlemen usually wear in formal occasions, or sometimes government workers wear this. And it's made out of a material called piña, which is a piña cloth. It's derived from the pineapple, and it's a breathable fabric.
Very thin, very sheer.
Yes, very chic. Very chic, actually.
Very chic. Okay, I have to ask you, is it traditional to wear something under it? Because it's quite sheer. Are you supposed to allow the nipples to show, or is it not appropriate, or what's the traditional way to wear it?
Right. No, you cannot go commando with the
with the barong.
Yeah, with the barong Tagalog. You have to wear a short sleeve white shirt under it, usually.
I've also seen some men who are a little more muscular wear the wife beater.
Yes, you can do that.
That looks nice too. Mm-hmm.
You can. It depends how sweaty you are. You don't want it seeping through the piña cloth like a sieve. Your sweat is a sieve.
Well, I'm going to run out right now and get myself a duster. Is that what it's called? A duster?
It's called a duster.
And a talcum powder on a stick. Yes. And I think I'm going to be ready.
You're ready to rock. And I am going to, what are the Taiwanese folks?
Rubber slippers.
I'm going to get my rubber slippers. And we're good to go. I think we'll be covered. We'll be covered.
Okay, well, I hope you found something helpful. If not, we hope you got a laugh for this last episode of Ganru Summer Shorts.
If you have enjoyed what you've heard today or at any other point in time, we encourage you to share us with your friends, with your family, with your neighbors, with anybody who will listen. Thank you for doing that. A lot of folks have already told us that they have done that, so we really appreciate you doing that.
Exactly. And we are available on every podcast provider out there: Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, Overcast, Spotify, and you can actually watch us in real life taping this podcast on YouTube.
On YouTube. Yeah, absolutely. In all our glory.
Mm-hmm.
And thank you for subscribing to us and for listening to us today. Until next time, I'm Golda.
And I'm Wanru.
This has been the Ganru Show Summer Shorts.
Bye.
See ya. Bye.